Hello fellow trailblazers, welcome back to yet another amazing video. For those of you who do not know me, my name is TK Ntebe, and on this channel we talk about money, travel, and of course lifestyle. Now, a lot of people, well, I've gone on a rant and rave to say that I really can't cook to save my life, and I have a phobia for a kitchen, being in the kitchen. So I've decided to, well, people have recommended that I take up cooking lessons. So I've decided, you know what, I listen to the community of trailblazers. So I found through Thato Monyamane, yes, he is a plug. I will drop his description, his details in the description box below. So I found Thato Monyamane. She is a chef, and she's actually going to teach me how to cook on camera. I've invited her to my house, in my kitchen. So if you're a bachelor like me or a bachelorette and you don't know how to cook, Thato Monyamane is your plug. And I love to collaborate. I mean, if you're a brand that wants to work, we are cooking with Malud. I never thought I could cook with Malud, and I will tell you what we're gonna do with it. And of course, those of people who know me, I'm a champagne kind of guy, not on a beer budget. So anyway, Thato, how are you? Welcome to Cooking. I'm going to call it Cooking Adventures with TK. Okay. It's a lifestyle segment, so we're going to learn how to cook. So let's start with, who are you? And I know you're a chef, and I know you run a business. So tell me a bit about your business and how you started your journey as a chef.
Okay, my name is Thato Monyamane, like I've already been introduced. I am a chef. I've been a chef since 2011.
Oh wow!
I've worked my way up the ladder.
The corporate ladder. I don't know what they call the chef ladder.
The culinary ladder.
Aha!
In the strangest of ways.
Okay.
Because I think because of the nature of hospitality in our country, you kind of make your way up there really quickly. So I started off as a head chef, which is really bizarre because you need to make your way up the ladder.
I was about to ask, actually, like, how do you just...
So I think it's because of the nature of culinary in Lesotho. But anyway, I'm currently the head chef at number 7, Kick for Life.
Kick for Life, okay.
And I own my business at the moment, Refined Hospitality Consultancy.
Oh, and they are also available on Instagram.
Yes.
And I follow that page. The content is, you know,
thank you.
So suddenly I feel like, you know, there's really hope for me to cook. If people have seen the last video, which I know you've watched, the cooking spaghetti.
And tuna, and tomatoes.
Anyway, that video, after this, I'm hoping that my cooking will be...
It will. It will.
Okay.
I mean, with the work you do already, I think cooking will be nothing for you.
And for me, what is important as well is I'm very busy. Very busy schedule. So I'm looking for easy to cook, short 15-minute meals while I can prepare quickly, while I'm sending emails and sending invoices because I love the money. Anyway, so you started cooking lessons. How do people join the cooking lessons?
So I have people call in directly to my personal number, which is 516-516.
You're giving your...
Okay. Okay.
I'll call you. Anyway, yeah, people call you in.
People call me in. And we have a limited space, so I can only work with about 5 people because I want it to be really interactive. I want to be engaged into what they're doing because I hardly do any of the labor or any of the work.
I was about to ask, so who does the cooking? Do I come in and do the cooking myself?
Yes.
So what if I don't know how to cook? Like,
we go through the process together. I explain all the techniques. I explain the cooking method to apply. I explain how to handle the meat or whatever it is we're working with. And we always have recipes. Now I compose my own recipes. So I don't, because you might as well just go onto YouTube or Google and find a recipe yourself.
Which is for me, I've tried that. A few friends have sent me videos to watch and I'm like, ugh. And I have to think about what to buy, the ingredients and the likes. So okay. Anyway, so cooking lessons, and you said that there are 4 sessions, which focuses on the meat, the soups because we go into winter, cakes, and of course dessert. So I usually don't get to the dessert.
Okay.
I never get to the dessert. But if you are trying to learn how to cook, you can link up with her. I will of course drop all the links in the description box below. But what's important is what are we actually cooking today?
Okay. So what we'll be cooking today is oxtail.
Ooh.
I know you said that you don't have a lot of time. You want quick meals.
Saturday.
You want quick meals. You want something that is easy, that is quick to prepare as well. But I thought, why don't we do something that would be a little more intimidating? Something people find intimidating.
I'm very intimidated, actually.
You shouldn't
Honestly.
be. You really shouldn't be. It's going to be as quick as possible because we'll be using the maluti to actually help tenderize the meat, loosen it a little bit so that the connective tissue becomes softer.
So I know you can cook with wine.
Yes.
I did not know that you can use maluti beer to actually cook.
Absolutely. They almost do the same job. What we're going to find with the oxtail is that it's going to intensify the flavor as well as just soften it. So we don't want to be here for 3 or 4 hours.
So we're going to be a bit tipsy after that.
Not really, because what actually happens is the heat evaporates the alcohol.
Aha.
So we just
So I
left
feel
with
like
that
I should have
beautiful
gone
flavor.
back to chemistry in high school.
Oh
Anyway.
no, I was bad at chemistry, but food helped me get through the science behind cooking and the science behind all the techniques.
And I'm gonna hold on to that, the science behind the cooking, because for me, I feel like people think cooking is just, well, at least I thought cooking is just salad in tofu, but when you say the science, I want to unpack that.
Okay.
But let's get into the cooking show.
Okay.
I've always wanted to, I feel like a celebrity chef. If
You
this is how
are.
they feel.
You're
If this
getting
is how
there.
they feel. Anyway, so we're cooking oxtail. Okay, great. I see a knife. So what do I do? You said I'm doing all the work.
You're
so,
doing all the work,
okay,
but
let me
I'll
start
guide you
with,
through it.
Yeah, let me start with
Yes, please.
hygiene. All right.
Okay. So you'll notice that the pieces that we have today are a bit chunkier. This is the area that is closest to the carcass.
Aha.
So if you ask your butcher nicely, they will do that for you.
Oh.
Yes.
Tip number 1. Be nice to your butcher.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We want to avoid the smaller pieces because they take forever to cook. And as you can see, there really isn't much meat
There's no
over
meat.
here. Yes. So I always prefer to use the chunkier ones. There's more meat. There's more fat, which is necessary, but in moderation, because of course, too much of it is not too good for your cholesterol levels.
Yeah.
But then you still need it because it also adds flavor to your cooking. So what we're going to do is trim the fat off the flesh.
Okay.
I'll set
So I
this
use
up.
a chopping board. I don't know how to use a knife, and I've seen it's very sharp. So be very careful. And I'm keeping my fingers away
Far
from
away.
it. Yeah, because I ain't trying to be fingerless. All right.
Good job. Okay. And maybe a little bit of that as well.
So why do I have to trim off the
Fat.
Yeah.
Because it melts in the pot. And because we want to keep the sauce of the meat, when there's too much of it in the pot that it leaves, there's too much of it in the sauce.
Okay.
Which is not very good for our weight. It's not good for our heart.
I feel like it's a workout.
It is.
I actually had a question that I wanted to ask. I just lost my train of thought for some reason.
Okay.
So when you say, oh yeah, there we go. So when you say that it's an intimidating meal, why would you say that? Or
I think people normally go for meat such as chicken. I think it's easily accessible. It's less expensive. It's also something that you can prepare really quickly.
Okay,
But when
all
it
right.
comes to oxtail, the timing, first of all, people don't want to be cooking meat forever. And secondly, people just don't know exactly how to go about the process.
Okay.
So that is very important, but I don't think we need to be intimidated by things such as food.
So literally, you spoke about affordability. You
Yes.
spoke about the time it takes. Is it something that if I was to treat my family, well, I don't have a family, but if I was to say, come join with TK, cooking adventures with TK, I'm cooking how much time are we allocating to the cooking?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would advise that you prepare it the night before.
Okay.
If you're having your family or friends the next day. I'd suggest that you prepare it the day before. That way, the fat will also just melt easily, so you can just scrape it off in the morning.
And then And which part do I add
At which part? Okay. So once we have coated the oxtail, so what we're going to do right now is season it with the salt, with the pepper, and then coat it with the flour.
I'm assuming this is the pepper.
That is the coarse pepper. Ooh, careful.
It smells very nice, actually.
It is.
Can I get high on this?
I hope not.
Okay, so how do I just
go about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can just season. We can grab this one as well.
Yeah.
That we can leave out. So we season with the salt and the pepper. And then we're just going to flip it over.
Yeah, okay. So when they say when you cook food, you can almost sense that it's made with love. At which point do I add the love?
From the very beginning. And the very beginning would be the shopping.
Ah.
Yes. You check the quality of the meat or whatever it is you're preparing. You check that it's still fresh, that it is stored at the, yes, okay, absolutely. It's stored at the right temperatures. And then, okay, a little less. Okay. So we won't add any on the others.
Oh, look at it. I told you guys, I can't cook to save my life, but I'm learning. I'm committed to the process.
That's
I'm
okay.
Committed to the process. And I feel like we should actually do a video where we actually do the shopping excursion.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too, because we need to pay attention also to the temperature at which the food is stored. If it's meat, for instance, and it's not stored in a cool environment, then we know immediately that it's probably not fresh.
So if I was to, I'm going to join the cooking classes that you are hosting from the 1st of May.
Yes.
So what do people expect? So I come in there, I'm intimidated by the oxtail. What do I expect?
Okay. And I'm sure we'll have oxtail during the lessons. So you just come, I prepare, I get the okay, that should be enough pepper. So what happens is I get the ingredients for you. All you need to do is come over. We usually start at 10 a.m. Until 2 or 3 in the afternoon, depending on what we're preparing.
On weekends?
On weekends. Yes,
okay,
on
great.
Saturdays.
Saturday. So from the 1st of May in weekends, we can do that.
Yes, and then the Saturday after and the Saturday after until the last
So
Saturday.
four classes that you mentioned, 4 lessons rather.
Yes.
Okay, great. So if you're looking for something to do in Maseru and you can't cook like, that's where you got to go. That's where you got to go. So, in the background, we cooked the oxtail and we prepared some veggies. I did not do the chopping, disclaimer. I did not do the chopping, but the veggies look amazing. So, Thato, there's one thing that you did while we were cooking. Clean as you go. I love the concept,
absolutely.
clean as you go, because for me, doing dishes, so is that really something that's important in the culinary industry?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, great. And then in the background, we're also having a conversation. Am I a sous chef?
Okay, not yet. Today would call you a commis chef.
What?
A commis chef. And that is a chef in training.
Chef in training, girls.
Yes.
And how long do I have to be on this journey to?
It really goes with one's passion and determination. How intentional are you with learning how to cook? If you're really interested and you're really into it, then it can go really fast. Yes.
I'm about intent. And I love the cutlery, like girls, plating.
That plate is everything.
The sort of kind of...
The quality
I hope it's not
everything.
disrespect, but it really reminds me of 101 that... I know what's that... I know what's that movie.
With the dogs? No.
This is like... Whew.
This plate is like, when
texture.
you look at somebody or something and you feel like your life is just better.
Yeah.
That's what I get with this plate.
Yeah, no, the cutlery, the crockery is really
gorgeous.
quite amazing. Like, and where do we get these guys?
All of this equipment, all of this kitchen smalls are from Ruby Rose. Now, Ruby Rose is a local business.
Local.
Yes. It's a home and gift store.
Where do we find them? Because I'm about to go shopping. Because we talk about money on this channel as well, and I'm like, the amount of money I'm about to waste. Forgive me for that. Because
I know.
all of this.
I know. I'm having the same problem shopping.
So where do we find them?
I can give you the details and maybe you can include
In the
it
description
in the
box.
description.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now I want to do the plating.
Yes.
And presentation is everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how is there technique? Is there what's happening?
I would say, you use your, yes, we can go with that. You use your discretion, but very importantly, you need to be creative. As you can see,
I hate the word. I love the word creative, but it comes with such, I don't know.
Do we overuse it?
No, we don't overuse it.
Okay.
It's almost like be creative. I'm like, oh, how much more creative do I need to be? I'm like, oh.
It's really easy. You can, the food helps us. The food gives us direction. With the colors and the array of just the beauty of the vegetables. Of course, when we bake them, or rather when we roast them, we want them to look beautiful. We separate them. But when we actually present them on the plate, we're going to mix them up. So go for it. You can just chuck them in there.
These onions went to private school. I have no idea what that means. And I'm just like, yeah.
Okay, so those are red onions. They're a bit sweeter than your normal yellow onions.
They are.
So they are great for roasting. We can also use them raw in salads instead of using the normal yellow
I prefer,
onion.
I'm not sure about raw. I'm not sure about raw.
Okay, so while you're busy with that,
so
I'll
plating,
just go ahead.
So in terms of plating, we're going to get some mash and we're going to get some...
Oxtail as well.
It's locked. Stay away. We're cooking. It's crazy. No, walk away. We're cooking. Use the other door. God, it's cooking adventures with TK. It's so much fun. I like I used to be like my driver. I'd be like, all right, so we have some mash, we have some veggies, and of course, so this is one option for us to do the dishing, or the plating.
Yes.
That's the correct word.
And now this would be for a family style. This is how you would present it on the dining table. But we're also going to do a different presenting. Directly onto the plate.
Okay.
Yes.
So, where's the oxtail?
Okay.
Guys, can you actually believe that TK, yours truly, cooked some oxtail? When that cooking book comes out, Cooking Adventures with TK, what's happening? Oh, that camera. So, guys, when we're creating content, I'm learning as I go along. So I have to learn which camera to look at. And I watched a show about presenting, and I'm just like, there's so many cameras, I can't keep up. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh yeah. So clean as we go. So I'm looking for some. Wait, what's that?
This is olive oil that we can drizzle over the mesh, or butter.
There's something about language in the culinary industry. Drizzle and olive oil, and I'm like, how do what's the other word? Browning.
Browning.
Oh, got it right.
Searing.
Searing. And then they saute, and there's like, I feel like I'm in France. And the last time I was in France, 2016. April. No, it was around June.
Okay.
So we get to a restaurant, talking about soups. Get to a restaurant, and I'm like, can I have a soup? And this guy's like, no, it is Sam. We don't have soup. It is Sam. He was so offended. Like,
really?
He was so offended because I was like, clearly, soup is not in season. So how dare I? So is that something that chefs get
That is very important. You know what other thing that really upsets us? When you sit and you receive your plate of food and you start, not yet. We just want to present everything, everything first in the poikis and then onto the plates. When you sit at the table, you receive your food, and before you taste, you start seasoning. That is so insulting.
I've been guilty of that. I have been guilty of that.
Oh, we don't do that.
So why is it? But why is it offensive?
you appreciate what has been prepared for you first, then only can you start seasoning if it's necessary.
So guys, Escapes with TK, Cooking Adventures with TK featuring Thato Monyamane is about changing the mindset.
Absolutely.
We're going to school and educate ourselves about the ins and outs of everything in lifestyle. So when you get your food, the next time you're at a restaurant, don't you dare. Don't you dare. That's how frank I want to be. Don't you dare.
Please. Because you just might ruin the seasoning. You might ruin the whole
And there's
plate.
an art, the science. We are back to the science. There's a science and a certain aesthetic, if you will. All right, let's present the food.
Okay.
Prepared by, look guys, like, let's really get this right. This is prepared by TK and Tebe, featuring Thato Monyamane. If you want to cook and you want to be a chef in training, like Dimla, she is your plug. I am going to drop everything in the description box below. Where to find her, how to engage cameras, guys. Cameras, like, I need to do like a whole video on. I'm gonna do a course on which cameras to look at. I have no idea. So we're doing the plating. Oh. I'm not particularly a big fan of pumpkin.
Really?
No.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Tomatoes. Is it a fruit or a tomato? Is it a fruit or a veggie?
It's a fruit, but it's just...
So I was not crazy. So I do not particularly like... a tomato is not a fruit. It's not a veggie. It's a fruit. That's why I have it in my fridge the whole damn time.